everyone, it's Abby Glassenberg. I hope you are doing well. We are here at Craft Industry Alliance and we come to you live every Wednesday around this time to do a member spotlight where we get to drop in on one of our amazing members and learn about their creative journey, get to see some samples of their work if we're lucky, get a little snapshot of their studio and just learn more about their creative business. So I'm very excited today. We're going to be talking with Helen Hiebert. And Helen has been a member of Craft Industry Alliance for a long while now. And she is a paper artist. Super excited to just learn more about Helen's beautiful work, learn more about what it's like to make artwork from paper. Hi, Helen.
Hi, Abby.
How are you?
Good, thanks.
So good to see you and get a chance to chat with you.
Thank you.
So, yes, I know you just work in paper, all things paper in all different ways, from making books, making installations, and everything in between. And it sounds like you were first kind of intrigued by or turned on by paper when you took a trip to Japan. And I wondered if you would tell us about that moment.
Yeah, I was already slightly interested in paper. I got interested in college in a class, in a junior year abroad program in Germany. I took a class called paper. And then fast forward 5 or 6 years, I was living in New York City, moved there after college, and went to Japan with my parents just on vacation and saw paper in so many ways that you didn't see it here yet. This was like 1988 maybe. And even though I was living in New York, there were paper stores. I hadn't stumbled across them. But in Japan, there were these amazing paper stores and the packaging. I just spent hours in department stores looking at how things were packaged. And that was a light bulb moment. I knew paper was made by hand in Japan. So I decided I was going to go there and learn how to make it. Meanwhile, I came back to New York and little did I know, in doing my research on how to get to Japan, I found a studio called Dudone Paper Mill where they made paper. And I ended up calling them up, working as an intern for a short time, being there at the right time when they were growing, and I was hired and worked there for 6 years.
And what kinds of things did you do there? What did that training look like for you?
Well, actually, I wasn't a paper maker. I was an administrator. So I was the program director, which served me well in running my business later on. So I learned about grant writing and I put together the newsletter. I organized workshops and worked with all kinds of artists that were coming through the studio.
Very cool. And so were you also kind of experimenting with your own artwork in your free time, or did that come later?
No, I definitely was doing that. A perk of working in the studio was that I could use the facility on the weekends and work on my own projects. And it was a small staff and a very nurturing community. So they were all artists and showing their work. So I kind of got plugged into their little network. And they were also connected nationally and internationally to anyone and everyone working with paper. So it was just an amazing place.
Yeah, what a great introduction. That's amazing. And
yeah.
So I know you have a blog. You do many things, but one of them is you write a blog. Did the blog come sort of shortly after that? That sounds like it was pretty early on, maybe in the 90s, but.
No, actually, no, I was late to blogging. I hear you talking all the time about this neat, nice network of early bloggers, but
never, you were late. Okay.
I was later. No, not until maybe 2000. It's only been 7 or 8 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that you've been writing your blog. And so did you start like sort of making work and showing it sort of locally first, or what were your first steps to becoming a paper artist?
Well, I worked in that studio and then was living in New York, wanted to have a family. I met my husband in New York and we decided to move to Portland, Oregon. So we did that in the late 90s, and there I had to reestablish myself. Little did I know how hard that would be. And then I had 2 kids shortly after that too. But I set up my own papermaking studio. I knew this is what I wanted to do. But I also knew that paper making is limited. Like only so many people are going to invest in the equipment and have a space that they want to get wet. So I had started um, teaching myself how to make different lamp and lantern structures. I'm really interested, back to that trip in Japan, the light filtering through the shoji screens. And so I started teaching workshops and developing projects, working with paper and light, which I still do today. I also, way back there, then at the studio in New York, got asked to write a book about how to make paper with plants, which led to, I've written now 5 books. I have a 6th one coming out.
Yay.
So a lot of good things happened in New York for me. And then, yeah, showing my work. I, uh, I've done that all along, but I've kind of gone into making artist books as my main source of income in terms of artwork. I love doing installations as well that have a concept behind them, but I haven't figured out how to monetize that for myself.
Yeah, so tell us what an artist book is and what some of your sort of favorite kind of artist book making techniques are.
Yeah, well, an artist book, that's a hard thing to define. We argue about it amongst ourselves. So to me, it's a book. It has pages, but the pages might not look normal. I actually have one I'm working on.
Oh,
I'll
wonderful.
show you a page. So it's this is just a page, but I do a lot with stitching. I've always stitched. So this is the back. You can see the stitching, but when you open the page,
Okay.
it's kind of a surprise.
Oh, wow. So it creates a line when it's fully
It creates
extended.
a line when it's flat, but the strings are moving in between.
Oh, I love it.
And you wouldn't expect that it was that simple on the back, right?
Oh, I love it so much. That's great.
So this book has 10 drawings, I think, 8 or 10 drawings that are all in that fashion.
That are made with thread.
Mm-hmm. And it'll be accordion bound and put into a nice box. I did make the paper, but it's not an exceptional paper. It's more about the string in this case. But I do usually make the paper. I'm really interested in watermarks, which is a way of letting light through a drawing in a sheet of paper. Sometimes when you hold fine stationery up to the light, you see like the name of the company, Cranes or Strathmore. That's a watermark. So I've used that artistically in my work. And then, yeah, I want to do a book that has to do with abaca, which is this, it's a fiber that's from the banana plant.
Okay.
Not the part you eat. But I put things in between, like string.
Okay.
And it gets this crisp texture and it shrinks as it dries. And I've done a lot of work with that.
Uh-huh. So cool. Yeah. So you do some teaching as well. You mentioned you had started teaching some workshops early on that combined paper and light. So tell us about some of the other classes that you teach. And I know you do some teaching online too. So if people aren't near your studio in Portland, they can still access some of what your teaching's about.
Yeah, and I actually moved again. I'm in Colorado now.
Oh, okay.
I've moved around.
Your studio in Colorado then?
Yeah. I teach online classes and in person, although taking a little hiatus with COVID, hoping to start up again next summer. Yeah, I started teaching online in 2017, so prior to COVID, which has served me well.
I was going to say, good timing for you.
Yeah,
to get those systems up and running.
Yeah, and I actually have a couple of online classes. I have one coming up called Flexible Book Structures, which has to do with making artist books. And I love like putting panels together in different ways. So pages that are joined in different ways and collapse and expand. There's even a structure that inflates like a ball. But you make it one sheet at a time and put it together and then blow it up, which is cool. I teach a paper and light online class, a really fun one. I do a 30-day challenge called Weave Through Winter, which is in February. It's winter in the US.
Right.
And we challenge ourselves to do a paper weaving every day.
That's great. And you're with a group of other people, so that keeps
Mm-hmm.
you accountable and gets you inspired when it's
Exactly.
late February and you don't feel like doing it. So that's great. And I
Yeah.
know you have like a membership or subscription as well, because you spoke on a wonderful panel that we did
Yeah.
earlier this year that was all about creating a membership site. And it was really, I thought, really interesting. I learned a lot from it and from you. So could you tell us a little bit about the membership side of things?
Yeah. I have a membership program called the Paper Year. And it started actually as a printed calendar with a project every month. Each month had a picture and then instructions. But I decided to take it into a membership program just this year in 2021. So we are exploring a different paper technique and making a different project every month. I have two ways you can join. You can just get the PDF and do it on your own, or I have an all-in plan where you're part of our group. We have an online uh, chat forum where you can share what you're doing and see variations, and you get video instruction as well. And we have a monthly Zoom meeting, and it's really fun. I love featuring other artists. I do that in my how-to books as well. So we have 4 guest artists a year.
That's great. Yeah, what a great way to introduce people to new
Mm-hmm.
artist styles and techniques as well. So that's really, really cool. And you said you've written 5 books. You have a 6th one coming out. What is the 6th one going to be about? So people, and what's the title, if you know that yet? I know we don't always know that when we're writing a book, but if you know, so people can take a
This
look.
has been the long COVID journey.
I know
So
people who started writing a book during COVID or shortly before. It's been
yeah. Yeah, I
crazy.
actually work with Story Publishing, and I
Oh,
know
I
you
love
know them.
it.
And
Yeah, they're great.
Deborah Balbus discovered me way back when and asked me to write my first book like 25 years ago, 20 years ago, I think. And yeah, so this is called The Art of Papercraft. And the theme is that all of the projects start with one sheet of paper. And I have lots of guest artists, and I've designed many of the projects myself. And so there's so much you can do with one sheet of paper. And this is actually I got interested in this Japanese art form, origami architecture, which is this cool way that paper folds and unfolds, kind of like my string book, but with
Yeah.
paper. And one sheet makes this transformation. And so all of the projects in the book are based on one sheet, and there's different origami, paper cutting, paper folding, all kinds of techniques, and it'll come out next February.
Wonderful. That sounds so great. I love that. I mean, the simplicity of being able to make something special from one sheet of paper. Okay, there it is. So on.
Here's the cover, but it's actually things change in the publishing world all the time. So this is hardback, but the actual book will be paperback, which I think is better because it's a workbook.
Okay, great. So the Art of Papercraft, look for that in, you said February, right?
Yeah.
So look for that in February. Probably you could go and pre-order it sometime.
Yeah, it's already online. I have a
Perfect.
page on my website with a little bit about it. Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. And then you also have a podcast too, where you talk to other paper artists. So tell us the name of that so people can go and subscribe as well.
Yeah, it's called Paper Talk. And I interview hand paper makers and paper artists working in origami, paper folding, and all kinds of techniques.
That's wonderful. So if you want to hear interviews with inspiring people and learn more, that's a great show to follow. This has been really wonderful, Helen. Thank you for giving us a little peek into your creative business. And
Yeah.
Thank you also for being a Craft Industry Alliance member. We super appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for starting it. I love being a member.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thanks everybody for joining us, and we'll
Okay.
see you next week for our next member spotlight. Bye, Helen. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Bye.